Welcome to a new scene of The Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 9. Belmont, a room in Portia's house. So this is the second casket scene in which we see the Prince of Aragon trying his luck on the caskets with the hope of winning Portia's hand in marriage. So here enters Nerissa's servant, where Nerissa orders that servant to draw the curtains at once so as to reveal the caskets. Now here enters the Prince of Aragon, Portia and other servants. Portia, she tells that here are the caskets, I am to choose the right casket, that is the casket which chooses my portrait, my picture. Then our marriage rites will be performed at once. But if you fail to choose the right casket, then you have to leave this place at once. Aragon now tells that he is bound to follow three rules which he has taken oaths. First oath, I would never tell anyone which casket did I choose. Secondly, I would never marry any lady for the rest of my life. And thirdly, if I fail in this choice of caskets, that is in the game of caskets, then I will leave you and go at once, immediately. Aragon now starts choosing the caskets. He firstly speaks out the inscription engraved upon the lead casket, that is, who chooseth me must give an hazard all he hath. To which Aragon exclaims about the fact that is the lead casket fair, that is it having an attractive appearance for which he would risk and hazard all he has? So he ignores the lead casket and moves on to the golden casket, on which the inscription is engraved that who chooseth me shall get one many men desire. To this Aragon exclaims that here many men may be meant by the foolish people who just choose anything by being attracted to its outward appearance and being unknown to its internal appearance. Aragon compares these people to the foolish martlet bird which builds its nest on the outward world of buildings, which is prone to danger all the time. Thus Aragon tells that he will not choose what many men desire, that is, will not choose the golden casket, because it does not want to jump with the common spirits, that is, jump with the uncivilized and uneducated people and just rank himself with the foolish people, that is, the common people. He now moves on the silver casket on which the inscription is engraved, that who chooseth me shall get as much he deserves. He now seems to like this casket because he thinks one cannot cheat the future basically and become great or honorable by any unfaithful or illegal means basically. And he also tells that if ranks, degrees and appointments, that is officers, were not obtained by corrupt means, and if everyone were to get what he or she deserves, then the situation in the society would be really different in nature. Basically then the persons who command others should be commanded, and many other contradictory things, that is, different things should occur. If everyone were to get as much he deserves, then the real noble persons could be picked up from this ordinary society. And thus Morocco chooses this silver casket, thinking that Portia's portrait lies here. Now Aragon, on opening the silver casket, finds the picture of an idiot with a scroll, to which Portia says that to judge an offense and to commit an offense are two different things, are of two opposed natures. Here Aragon has chosen the wrong casket, that is, done a bad thing, but is unable to judge his actions. Aragon reads out the scroll which says that this silver casket was tested 7 times by fire. That judgment which always judges right is also tested many a times. Some people run after temporary happiness like shadows. And of course these are only some foolish people who do the act. So this casket was disguised with a covering of silver. Now the scroll seems to mock Aragon that take any wife, but you will always have a fool's head with you. Thus Aragon goes now. Portia tells that these suitors are the moths which are drawn to bright things and ultimately choose the wrong casket, that is, take the wrong decisions and thus ruin the rest of their life. Nerissa tells that this saying is totally true, that dying and marrying goes by one's destiny. Now a servant enters who gives the news to Portia that there has come a young Venetian who has to come to signify the approaching of his master, that is Lord, and from which he has brought gifts of rich value. The servant tells that he is likely to be an ambassador of love. Portia also tells that no more praise of him, for I am afraid that he will tell that he is some relative to you. Portia thus jokes out here. Nerissa tells that it may be Bassanio who has come here in the order to woo Portia, to take Portia's hand in marriage. So this was all about the scene, but still if you have any doubts regarding this scene, you can drop your doubts in the comment box below and I shall be replying to them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Have a nice day.